the most beautiful classic plays of French theatre, one that has challenged the most talented directors and actresses. It's for us French an honor that it was chosen by such a renowned theatre company to be presented in the US. Our gratitude, of course, goes to the ACT and to Carrie Perler, to our staff and to the cast, not only for having taken the risk, the real risk, of adapting and directing this quite demanding oeuvre, and to do so brilliantly, but also for having allowed it to be presented to North American audiences who may not have had a close encounter with it. It's indeed one thing to read the text in class and quite another to experience it on stage, where one realizes how, in spite of its antiquity, well, relative antiquity, nothing to compare with Euripides, of course, but with its antiquity, the story it tells is both contemporary and universal. I believe we can count tonight with the presence of a certain number of members of the wonderful cast of Phèdre. First of all, Shona McKenna, whose interpretation embodies perfectly the passion of Phèdre. And of course, Tom McCamus was almost a French name, except for the Mac. And who delivers a powerful interpretation of Thésée, as well as Claire Loutier. Well, a real French American. They are not to play Aristide. And I also would like to welcome Sophie Holman, who plays Phèdre, and Shona Buckle, who represents Terrain. And I still have Marion Eastman. She's not with us tonight, but I have to underline the work of playwright Timberlake Wartenbaker, who has produced an astonishing work in translating and adapting Racine's rhyming Alexandrin. Phèdre is indeed a play very difficult to translate and to adapt into English.
No comments from me.
But Timberlake Wartenbaker has achieved a rich, modern and poetic translation of the text by Jean Racine. Of course, the play wouldn't have been what it is without the talent of our dear director, Carrie Perler, her deep knowledge of the French literature and French culture, her long-lasting love story with everything that's French, is key in the success of Phèdre. Carrie, who has directed among many other plays Le Misanthrope and Antigone, is the perfect director for Phèdre, and we are so happy to have her tonight to honor her talent and the talent of the cast and crew. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Madame Carrie Perler.
Last time I stood here, I had the honor of being made a chevalier de l'ordre des arts et des lettres de la gouvernement française. And then I dropped my ribbon on the floor.
All my fault, actually.
And humiliated the Consul General here. So I had to come and redeem myself on my humiliation. But this has been an incredible adventure, and in fact, it's sort of amazing that we're here in this completely sort of intercultural link-up, the Canadians and Americans, in a contemporary American translation of a French play about Greek gods. So this has been this sort of fusion adventure from the beginning, but I have to say, pour vous français ici, you know, I did this as a complete, I don't know, exercise in folly, because I love this play so much. It is an enormously challenging play, and it is not part of our tradition. You know, it takes fantastic concentration. It's an hour 45 minutes straight through. It's not like Shakespeare where you get lots of subplots and comic relief. It is completely, extraordinarily relentless and erotic and unforgiving and guilt-ridden and Catholic and French and fantastic. So, you know, what has been really humbling for me is to realize that great works will out, that if you really have amazing collaborators and you try to honor the text, that there is a reason, as Ezra Pound said, that literature is news that stays news, that these great plays survive, and it makes me sad that in the American theater we know so little of the French tragic tradition. We know Molière, but we know very little actually of Racine and Corneille and those writers. And so to watch night after night an American audience engage with this play has been really humbling. I feel like the audience discovers for the first time the glories of French classical theater and how those rules get exploded and honored by really great artists. It's a very important play for right now about ethics and political transgression and the perils and pleasures of desire. It's really been an honor to work on it. So we look forward to many more collaborations with our French partners here, and many more, I hope, with the Stratford Company. And for those of you who've never been, I urge you to go watch these thoroughbreds in action because they are a sight to behold. So thank you for having us. Merci à tous pour être ici. And bonne fête. Merci.